Bill Barnwell on ESPN came out kind of ranking some trades, and he ranked the OBJ trade with the Giants. And take a look at what he says. And the bottom part of that is the key thing here. In hindsight, a win for the Giants. So the Giants get Jabril Peppers, and they got a first-round pick that turned into Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle. I guess OBJ, I think, in this is getting graded against who he was in New York. I know the Browns gave up a first-round pick. It was a middle of the first-round pick. And I think part of the problem has been Odell Beckham Jr. has not been completely healthy. So just a reaction to this coming out from Bill Barnwell on ESPN. I think it's a little premature and maybe even a little unfair, just from the way I look at it.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that go into the evaluation of this trade. One of the biggest things is the fact that Odell Beckham Jr. didn't have an opportunity to be the player that he is in 2019 when Freddie Kitchens was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Nobody had an opportunity to be what they could be offensively, including Baker Mayfield. So we saw a lot of guys regress, some very talented football players that just weren't able to show what they're capable of. Then you fast forward to this past season in 2020, and I saw games in which Odell Beckham Jr. was doing everything he possibly could to strap this football team on his back and win football games. One of those just so happened to be the Dallas Cowboys game. If Odell Beckham Jr. was not on the field, they don't win that game. And if you won one fewer game last year, you were not making the playoffs. So that game was huge. He made other big plays along the way. And I think that if he had stayed healthy last year, that he would have finished the season very strong. Once those lights went on for Baker Mayfield, once they sort of threw some things out and honed in on the things that he does really well, and he just became a really good quarterback down the stretch, I think that Odell would have been the beneficiary of that. And as he mentioned when we talked to him at his football camp yesterday, that he feels like he could have just made that one or two extra plays in the Kansas City game that could have put them over the top. And I agree with him 100%. I think we will see that out of him this year.